Hey, what's up? What's up? What's going on? What's going on?
I heard you were getting ready to go on a tour.
Yeah, your boy is getting ready to go on tour. What are you talking about, man? Are you coming?
You know I have to support you. Like, come on. Why would you even ask that?
Hey, what's up, y'all? Listen, this is your boy Chef DonDon. Listen, I am inviting you to the Cooking Up Mess with Chef DonDon tour featuring Sheridan S. Davis, who is an author. Listen, we are going to have a time encouraging you. Good food, good laughs, honey, a little bit of mess here and there. All right. But listen, you don't want to miss this opportunity. Please get your tickets now at www.tcddproductions. We are coming to Chicago, DC, Charlotte, Atlanta, and Dallas. And again, you don't want to miss this. Listen, if you would like to be a vendor or a sponsor in either of those cities, please head over to our website and fill out your application today. Again, I hope to see you guys on the tour, child. Why would you miss it? I hope you get to come for real, for real. You know, we got a lot we gonna be doing, so I can't wait to see you, Fred. Can't wait to see you, Fred. All right, I'll talk to you later. What up, what up, what up, dude? What up, dude? Let me know if you guys can hear me. Actually, if you guys can hear me. Y'all can. Perfect. Perfect. What's up, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? Even to those of you that are going to be listening to the replay. I hope that you hit the like button. I hope you subscribe, honey, and shop up above where you see the shopping cart at the top of the chat. Ciao. Thank you so much for being here, Don Dons. I appreciate it. All right, so we are. Give me 1 second. One second here, y'all. My bad. Okay. We are going to get ready to get into this episode, child. Hey Terry, what's going on? Hey Miss April, what's going on? What's going on? Sorry, y'all. I don't know why I keep getting these emails about this ebook for Scotty. But it says I can watch it. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Hey Bama girl, hey look, Kwanzaa, what's going on? What's going on? Okay. All right. So here we go, honey child. Let's go ahead and get into this episode. So this is Heart and Hustle Houston, season 1, episode 7. We only got one more episode, y'all. We only got one more episode, 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 one more episode. I don't know, that kind of bothers me, but I guess I'm okay with it, right? Let's get into it. All right, so the episode title is The End of an Era. All right, so we start off with Latoria meeting with Chloe and some of her other friends, or some of Latoria's other friends, as she is going to be throwing a sweet 16 for being in the business, in the PR business for 16 years, which I think is dope. Celebrate yourself. I think any milestone every year every year out here in these streets, as far as entrepreneurship is concerned, is a time to celebrate, in my opinion. It's time to celebrate. All right. So then she shows the girls around the venue. You know, they talk about the venue being a nice venue. Chloe says that this is probably one of the best venues that she's seen since she's been doing event planning and things like that. And so they sit down and they talk about the logistics, about, you know, what Chloe and her team needs to do to set up the parties and stuff, to set up the sweet 16. And so Chloe is like, but girl, what's tea? What's going on? What's going on? And Latoya's like, no, girl, I want to know what's going on with you, because the last time you was with the ladies, you kind of brought up Nico and y'all had a conversation and stuff like that. And I'm just checking on you, see how this is going. So she talks about how Nico, opened up about some things that she had no clue about. And she says, it ain't no manual to parenting, which is true. It's no manual to parenting. You just do the best you can, right? And but she said that she thought that parenting just ended at 18. I don't really know how you thought that though, Chloe. And I'm gonna say this. I'm not trying to come down hard. What I'm trying to say is, anytime you're dealing with grief, your kids are dealing with some sort of grief as well. And I think you kind of expected Nico to pick up. And I'm not making excuses for Nico, because I feel like Nico also need a backup plan if this rap thing don't work. But I feel like, and I'm trying to say this correctly, because I'm not trying to say she no bad mom at all or anything like that. I just feel like y'all all was grieving something, and for you to kind of just expect for him to just pick up and just go, it's not normal. It's not normal around that age. It's not normal for you to be the man of the house and for you to take care of everything after the man of the house has passed away. Like it's never easy to do. So I kind of felt on that note, like, I I don't know how you thought that kind of ended, because yeah. But anyway, but I salute Chloe, because I do think Chloe found out some things about Nico that her and Nico couldn't really have the conversation. And I truly think that Jordan was a part of that. I feel like Jordan was a wedge in that. And the reason I say that is because, the main real reason why Nico didn't want or wasn't like talking to his mom was because of the situation with Jordan. So, hey, Miss Monet, what's going on? So anyway, I thought about all of that while she was talking. But they ended on a good note. Um, and like I said again, I'm not saying she's a bad mom at all or anything, because I do think she's doing the best that she possibly can in the grieving process too. Because I still think she grieving some of that. I do. I truly do. But anyway, so then Latoria knows all of the rappers and stuff down there in Houston. She know Paul Wall. Well, I don't know if she know Paul Wall. I'm sure she know Paul Wall. But she said Young Thug and all of them other kind of people down there, a little Flippy Flip and little Dip Dip and little this and little that and little this and little that. But she know all the rappers that start with love. Okay. She probably know Lil Boosie. Anyway, so Chloe says, Nico wants to be a rapper. He wants to be a producer. That's the stuff that he likes. And so, of course, they say that she's going to make that connection. And I will honestly say, I am proud of this production for not only following up with the stories, but also making it make sense. Okay. I'm just saying, it's a different type of production style, and you can tell. But I'm grateful that that made sense, because she really did actually go and do it at her party, which we'll get to in a minute. But she did go actually get one of her friends, Lil Flip, and came and talked to Nico. So, you know, I'm glad they caught that on camera. Something else I'm glad they caught on camera in a minute too. All right. So then we get a scene from Labrina and her hubs. Okay. Now here's what I will say about this scene. I like Labrina. I love Labrina actually. But I think in this scene, I don't think they could hear each other well. Did anybody get that from this scene? I feel like they was having a hard time hearing each other. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I felt like they was having a hard time hearing each other. Hey Brittany, what's going on? Hey Kay Calloway. But anyway, so Labrina and her husband talk about he, asked her about the spa. She said, it's going well. And he mentioned some things that he's doing. And then he asked about her son, and where he was at. And I think mm, I don't know. Um, so the bottom line is Labrina's son chose to go with his dad. Labrina's husband is pretty much saying, like, I never thought of you as like a stepchild. I thought of you as like one of my own, because thinking of you as my own and not thinking of you as a stepchild, I had a trust fund over here for you for college and all of those things. So he said he was hurt because of that. But he also said something that was, I think, that was very, very profound. And I appreciate him for saying this. As a married man, already, what do you call that? What do you call it type of family? Blended family. There you go. What's up, JB says? What it do? What it do? Um, I think that is huge. And Labrina made a reference to that in her confessionals, but I do think that it's huge to, step in. You don't feel like the step parent or whatever. But hmm, I don't know. I get where both of them was coming from, because he said he felt like he was a burden. He felt like he couldn't get it right. He felt like he was always in trouble. He felt like it was a burden to them, and so he wanted to go with his dad. The only thing that I don't really like about that, but it's really nothing you can do about it, is you can tell that the reason why he wanted to go with his dad is because his dad probably doesn't have the same structure that Labrina and her husband have at home. Now, I don't know if I'm the only one that kind of picks up on that. Typically, when you have a child that wants to go live with the opposite parent, and like suddenly like that, most of the time, and I'm saying most of the time, it is because specifically they can do whatever they want to do over there. And I'm not saying that there is no structure with that, but the chances of the structure being the same as over here is slim to none. What do y'all think about that? I want to hear y'all's opinions if y'all can. I know y'all at work and stuff. I kind of wish this was pitched to Bravo as Housewives. They give it. I agree. I agree. I do agree. Maybe they did try to pitch it and it just didn't go or something like that. I don't know. But I would have appreciated it on a bigger network. I agree with you. But it does sound like they're gonna get a season two. It does sound like they're gonna get a season two. But let me know what y'all think, because again, and I'm not saying that even if he's with his dad that he's not getting any structure. I just think it's a lot different, and I think Labrina and her husband have a lot more structure, and I think that is the accountability piece of that. Um, Also, I mean, we only seeing the bits and pieces of this, you know what I mean? But I don't know. That's kind of what I've got based off of what they are talking about and based off of what I've seen. But y'all know his grades was slipping and stuff like that. But I thought that was a dope scene. We needed that. He starts to get emotional about, saying that he felt like he was a burden and felt like he couldn't necessarily, like, he felt like he was always putting them through stuff, right? So I thought that was a dope scene. I get your point for sure with the structure. Yeah, I really do think most of the time, like when it's all of a sudden, and especially if you have communication with your dad, it's like, oh, okay. I know, I kind of know why, and I think Labrina knows that. I think she's kind of said it already. I believe you are right, Chef. He probably didn't like all the rules, and his dad is more laid back. Yep, I do think that. Okay, so then we get a scene with Chloe, Ro, and Latoria. She called this the single scene, the singles ladies. Chloe single. But then in the preview for the next episode, she did say she was single at that table while they was on the trip. But in all her interviews, she said they're together, and that's her boo. Chloe, hold on now. I mean, and I get it. It was probably filmed when you were single. I get it. I get it. Okay, so they talk about Latoya's date. Child, y'all kind of chewed me up about that man and them horses and stuff. But anyway, Latoya tells Ro about this man not wanting no more kids and all of the things. And so Chloe still think that Latoya need her back blown out about 3 or 4 times a day. And I thought, my God, I hope Latoya can find somebody. Okay. I hope this do not come out rude or ugly. I don't, because this is probably Latoya 24/7. I just want her, and we did get to see her live a little bit, but when she not doing an event, she just seems so like, I don't know. I would be afraid if I was into women like that. I would be I would be afraid to like approach her. Or not necessarily afraid, but I wouldn't necessarily approach her because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I approach people that I find to like their personality is bubbly and they look fun. Like that's who I attach myself to. So I don't know. I don't know. And hopefully that don't come off rude. Well, she not married like the other women. Oh, okay. Okay. I see what you're saying. But she did say she was single in the next episode. So child, she might have been single for real at the time of them filming this. Okay, so Ro talks about her being her work situation being weird. She quit Victory. And they play that flashback from like episode 2 or 3 or whenever, where she was talking to them about not having enough time to spend with her daughter, because she's always working and all of the stuff like that. And so she talks, she basically talks about that and how she is navigating that. So then we get Latoya and Elena, where Latoya's event getting ready to start and Elena is doing her makeup. Okay. And for the Sweet 16 event. She has this big old grand entrance, honey, and all the ladies look great. Nico really got to come, and Labrina got to embrace Nico and all of that. I thought that was dope too. So Latoya says her speech. Okay. She talks about all the accolades that she had, which I think is super, super dope. She done work with like some really big people, so I think that's dope. And then she talked about the face was beat. It was beat. The face was beat. Okay. And the outfits was cute too. I thought her outfits was cute. She okay, so again, for this particular event, she really kind of did her thing as far as like getting herself together and showing the fun side of things. But we don't normally see that. So but this Latoya I like. I did like. Okay, so um where was I? Okay, so she talks about her dad. She talks about losing her dad. She gets emotional. Again, she starts running down her resume of the people that she's worked with, BET and MTV and Ula 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 and Ula Ula Ula. No shade, no tea. Congrats, my girl, because I rocks with it. I rocks with it heavy. Okay, I rocks with it heavy. I love people who are like, oh, business people. I love business people. So shout out to you, girl. Shout out to you. Okay, so then Latoya calls over Little Flip. Little Flip, what Little Flip? What is Little Flip? Yeah, I don't be knowing these people for real. Let's see what Little Flippy got on him. Little Flip. What's one of his top songs? Let me see. Oh, okay, that's Lil Flip. Okay, hey Lil Flip, how you doing, Lil Flip? Okay, so that Lil Flip right there, y'all. I ain't know who Lil Flip was. Um, I know people by their songs and stuff like that. Oh, that's his song too. Game over. Okay, shout out to Lil Flip. But anyway, we get Lil Flip. Shout out to them being on their first season, and so far they done had quite a few celebrities make some appearances. Shout out to them. Shout out to them for that. I think that's dope. Okay, so Lil Flip talked to Nico about he's a president or CEO of a production a new production company, and they're doing up and coming people. You know what I'm saying? And so I hope they work out for Nico. You know what I'm saying? Hope it work out for Nico. Um, you grew up on Lil Flip. Child, I don't be knowing who these people are. Let me see if I know another little song about Lil Flip. Let's see. Oh my god. Okay, so I'm starting to know these songs. Okay, I don't know that one. Okay, I do remember hearing that new one. I want to hear some old stuff because I don't know about this new stuff. Oh, you only got old stuff on here. Let me see. Yeah, okay, I know that one. Okay, I remember that. I remember that. I remember that one. If you cut it out, cut it out, cut it out, cut it out. Okay, playing it too loud. Okay, okay, I remember him, but well, my hometown is a few hours from Houston, so his music always made it to us. Oh, okay, that make a lot of sense, child. I was over there in the West Texas. It wasn't too many people that come out of the West Texas like that. There's a few, but not many. Okay, it's y'all East Texas people. That's where the people really come from. It's East Texas. Oh, folks always say, "You from East Texas?" No, I'm from West Texas. Okay, so we get a scene from Labrina, Elena, and Marana. 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 Y'all know who I'm talking about. And they catch up and they talk about the girls' trip that they getting ready to go on. And they get to talking about being happy and being mothers and all of the things. And Elena starts to talk about her being unhappy with what Josh did. And then we actually get a scene from Josh and Elena the um to the therapy. And Josh, listen, let me tell you something. I think it's too late. I really think it's too late because I think you really have tried it. Like, and the reason why I say that is because at first you said you didn't want to do couples therapy, you wanted to do individual therapy, and you never went. But to me, you really trying to come off like really weird. And I don't really like it because now you talking about now you sitting up here talking about that, you want Elena to see you as a husband and you want her to do all of these things, but you're still not acknowledging what you've done to her. And I want to say something to you too, Elena, and this is probably gonna come off a little harsh. Um, I think you set the tone to your own marriage. When this man cheated, when y'all was engaged and stuff like that, and so close to the wedding night and things like that, I think right then and there, you set the tone for him to be able to think that he can do whatever he wanted to do throughout the marriage. And she said that he's been consistently doing stuff and still doing stuff to this day. And he said I'm acting like, oh well, the only time I cheated was here and there. Now Labrina said over there on Millie Chun's channel that it wasn't a baby, but I do believe it's still cheat. I still believe he cheated. I do. I believe he cheated. But my thing is this right here, and I really hope that this. Well, I don't mean to sound like that, but okay, so it's alleged that they supposed to be getting a divorce, right? And my thing is, if that's the case, then I hope season 2 you come out here and you no holds bar, like let it all out because now we might as well. I mean, I'm just saying, you just let it all out at this point because uh, I get that you saying that your trust has been broken over time, but it's just like you keep allowing him to feel like he can do any and everything you without repercussions because you just allow him to do it. So I'm glad, I'm hopeful that this divorce thing is true because I really do want to see what's going to end up out of this because, girl, you have been sparing him, you have been protecting this man all season long. All 8 episodes. So you still doing some protection, sitting on that couch. Because I think you want him to say what he done, which he should be man enough to say it. But hell, if he ain't gonna say it, you can at least say it in a therapy session. Because the therapist asked, "What did you do?" And he still couldn't answer that directly. He talking about, "Well, over time, I've made some bad choices." Sir, what did you do? So anyway. And that's pretty much how the episode ended. Next episode, y'all. Next episode is when they go on the girls' trip, honey, and it looks like Marana M. It look like her and Elena gonna get into it. Elena telling her to pipe down. And okay, can I be honest about Marana? What's her name? She's standing next to Chloe. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't know. She okay. I'm gonna have to see the full scene, but she give me uh she give me very much like she be looking for problems. Yeah. I I don't know. She be looking for problems a little bit. Mhm. Yeah. She be looking for issues where there really are none, or you be making them a little bit worse than what they really are. And yeah, girl, I don't know about that one quite yet. I don't know. Maybe if they bring her back season 2, it'll be a different story, but that's what she give me. What y'all think? What y'all think? Again, I like these ladies. I like these ladies. I like the authenticity that they bring to the TV screen. In reality, I'm prayerful that they do get a season 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Child, I really do. Because again, I like the show and it's refreshing. It's something new. It ain't, you know. Now I want the reviews to be viewed more, of course. I also want the reviews to be viewed more, and I want y'all to watch the show. It's a good show. It's a good show. So hey, Miss Peggy, yeah, you late because I'm about to get ready to get off here because, but I'm ready to eat, and I need to eat before this 1:30 meeting. And now I'm not gonna have no salad, but I am gonna have a Caesar wrap, a chicken Caesar wrap. And the fat part of me don't know if I want chips or French fries. I kind of want some French fries. Judge your auntie and them. It's refreshing. It ain't like the Bills or Huntsville. Exactly. And I'm excited about the Bills though, but yeah, you can tell the different production. You can tell. You can spot it a mile away. You know what? I thought it was just me with these allergies, Miss Peggy, because the other day I could not stop sneezing. I could not stop sneezing. I had lost my voice for a little bit. I kept clearing my throat. I was like, what is going on? Eyes watery and itchy. Child, I don't know. And I also saw somebody posted on Facebook this, and they was like, this random allergy attack is really weird. I don't know what that was. And then it was something that child, something going around here in Dallas that I got a couple weeks ago and couldn't get rid of it. I was just like, what is going on? But anyway, I hope you get better, honey. I take me a little Allegra and go on and try to see what the end gonna be. Okay, y'all. So we spoke this evening. I guess we'll come back and we'll do the Diddy, um, the Diddy letters as well. Um, so that yeah, we'll do the Diddy letters as well. We'll try to do that this evening. Yeah, I'll be on the lookout. If we don't do it this evening, we'll definitely do it tomorrow um, as our noonday shindig. Okay. Y'all, please shop your olive oils today at the little shopping bag up at the up on the chat. Okay. Also, too, if you have not gotten your tour tickets, please make sure you get those as well. Use code ROSTA for 10% off. And I will see you guys in the next video. Yeah, I'm going to feed my face. All right. I appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.